Hello everybody, welcome back to Archery Country YouTube. I am Wade, and today we're standing next to my good friend Trent, who is actually from the outdoor group and also our Elite representative. And today is release day for Elite Stage 2. And what I mean by that is we got a little bit of an early awakening from Elite on their new speed bow, the Omnia, but now they're gonna totally create waves in the ocean when it comes to bow technology. And this is the brand new Elite Carbon Era. Trent, thank you for being with us.
Glad to be here.
So give us just a little bit on, it's carbon. That's gonna be the first thing that people are gonna look at and see, but there's a ton of things packed into this bow that make Elite. They're known for the shootability challenge. They're known for being excellent on accuracy and also customizable. But give us a little background on the carbon, the Era, and then we'll go over some specs and everything packed into this.
Sure, so let's start right away. Carbon riser, 3.9 pounds, so that's, you know, incredibly light,
Absolutely.
What you want your carbon bow to be. We did run the same cams that are on our new Omnia, so with that you do get that 1/4 inch adjustment in your draw length.
Yep.
We also have micro adjustable limb stops, so you can make your let off anywhere from 90 to 70%, wherever you want it to be for you.
So on our draw lengths, this
Yeah.
cam, where do we start, where can we finish?
25 to 31, but at 90%, it'll, you know, you can get 31 and a half.
So let's explain a little bit on this, on the actual module that we put on the cam. Again, when we say 90% let off, that's extremely high let off. So you can hold this bow for hours upon hours if you needed to. In intense situations, drawn back on a deer, or even if you're shooting a 3D tournament and you need to hold and let down. But when something unique about Elite is we have 1/4 inch adjustments on our draw length. So a lot of guys and gals will come into the shop and they'll say, hey, I'm 28 and a half. But realistically, they're 28 and 3/4. This is a bow and this is a mod that we can do it.
Correct.
And then if we needed to fine tune, our let off, the way that this works is we can actually micro adjust it to 28 and 7/8 if we needed to,
Yep.
or anything on that, which is patented to Elite and one of the only companies where you can micro adjust that draw length.
Right.
So it'll fit you. And also this bow doesn't have it on the mod, but we do have, it used to be called a limb stop.
Yep.
But it's a very, very hard stop, which we actually hook right into the module.
Yeah, this cable stop on this bow is an extremely solid back wall. But if, you know, guys want that old school Elite limb stop feel like we had, you know, back in the energy days and stuff, we still offer that. It just screws right into the side here and comes around and hits this stop.
And the thing about, if you've never shot the actual limb stop or this pad stop, creating such a hard back wall is actually, especially for inexperienced archers, is very, very accurate. Yeah. Because you don't have the sponginess. You're always gonna be the same anchor, the same stop.
Right.
Everything's gonna be the same all the time.
And like I said, I mean, the cable stops on this bow are, as you're gonna see in a little bit, are rock solid anyway. But
they're a little bit bigger platform and they hit the cable and they stay on the cable. And the timing on this is awesome as well.
Yeah.
But let's move on from the cams. Of course, Elite has that technology. The specs on this bow is what really turned me onto this. The magic number forever for me has always been right around 31 and a half to 32 inches. And we always go up and we always go down. But now we have something, and then of course we'll talk a little bit about the brace size, but give us the specs on the Era.
31 and a half inch axle to axle, 336 feet a second for speed, IVO. It does have a 7 1/4 inch brace height, so you're gonna have probably one of the most forgiving bows as far as a hunting bow goes out there this year. So,
and that's one of the key features. Again, your brace height from the throat to your string. Forgiveness is a word that we all should never leave out of archery. And when you can have such a long brace height and still acquire speeds of 336, that's where you built the ultimate hunting bow. It's super, super light, again, with our riser, so 3.9 pounds, and again, you can weight it where you need to. And then when we do talk about carbon, of course, it's gonna be better right now as we talk late December, or the beginning of December, getting into late December hunting, warm to touch. It's a neutral molecule holding substance, so it works really, really well. But again, very forgiving brace height, and that's what turned me on. As soon as I seen this bow, without even taking it on a tape measure, I seen exactly where the axle needs to be. And of course, the brace height. To get your speeds in some other companies, you have a 5 1/2, 6 inch brace height. And here we're not very far off of the speeds with a longer brace height and that right axle to axle, which just fits. You're a very long archer. draw archer, I shoot 29, 29 and a half, and the string angle is like heaven on this setup. So it works out really well.
One thing about this cam too that I'd like to say is, you know, with a lot of bows, as you go down in the draw lengths to them lower draw lengths, you tend to lose, you know, as much as 10, 12, even 15 feet a second per inch as you go down. They were able to engineer this and make it very, very efficient. So all the way through, you're maybe only losing about 7 to 8 feet a second per inch in the draw cycle. So it's going to be in a very efficient bow,
absolutely,
even in the lower draw lengths, for guys to hold that speed up there for them.
Yeah, for the short draw archers that like a little bit heavier arrow build,
right,
you know, it's still something that's going to be very efficient when you dabble with the kinetic energy numbers and the velocity numbers. Now we have something that runs, and it's a little bit bigger cam than we're used to seeing, but again, that's where your efficiency is running. Limb design, very similar to what you guys have had in the past.
Yeah, last couple of years started with the Envision, you know, going that wider limb base, you know, really making this a very stable platform. It tunes and shoots like any other hunting, better than any other hunting bow I've ever had.
So when we say elite, and we say in the era of 2023, tuning and people tuning their bows has become astronomical. It's a must. It's a huge selling point.
Right.
This is actually a bow, one of a couple bow companies out there, but elite on what we call set technology. Is an archer, a shooter, can actually tune this bow by themselves on the range, broadhead tuning, bare shaft tuning, whatever it may be. Explain to us a little bit of what Elite's patented set technology.
So what set technology does, it gives you the ability to pivot this limb pocket. So, and what that's going to induce is just going to induce your cam position slightly depending on your grip position or how you decide you shoot a bow. So every archer shoots or grabs the bow just a little bit different, pressure points and things like that. So if you do have a, you know, slight left push into your grip, you know, it can be corrected with a, you know, quarter turn or half turn, whatever you need to do to correct that with that.
And it is top and bottom.
Correct.
No, they do not have to match. You can micro adjust left and right.
You can. I mean, typically, you know,
if you do a half turn on the top, do a half turn on the bottom, and go, you know, vice versa on that. And then whenever we talk about carbon, which is brand new for Elite on that, when we talk about componentry, when we say where we're going to mount the sight, where we're going to mount the quiver, where we're going to mount our front and our back bar, there has to be some ingenuity behind it. There has to be some technology, and you guys have covered all of that platform from our back bar mount, which I like that you guys have moved it down, ergonomically set right below your grip, but just far enough where you can run a back stabilizer sidebar, the front bushing, and then incorporate it in the era, of course, for our sight. And you guys have some super cool technologies as far as, you know, where the rest will mount and nice pitched up sequence.
And we still do have the LTR too for micro adjusting where your cable guard sits here too. So if you want that in or out a little bit for clearance or whatever you need to do.
Yeah, for vein clearance. Comes with a nice shelf pad already incorporated in the era. So with that being said, this is the brand new 2023 Carbon Era from Elite. Again, we're 31 and a half on an axle to axle. Extremely comfortable brace height. Now we're gonna head over to the range and actually give you some real world speeds. And the reason that we do that is we give you 4 different arrow weights. So it covers such a vast area, except for the extreme heavy arrow guys. We have everything from 350, which will be IBO, all the way up to about 504 grains. And the bow that we're gonna be testing today, since there's not a lot of them out there, this is a 65-pound bow. So just keep that in mind, and of course we'll have it labeled on there, but we're gonna shoot it at 28 inches, and then also we're gonna max this out at 30, or excuse me, not max it out, but have it at 30 inches and give you some real IBO speed. So we'll catch you over at the range. All right, now we're on the range, and we're gonna get some true speeds on the Elite Era. Again, this is 65 pounds. This is just the only bow that we could get our hands on to do this review. So we'll start at 28 inches, 65 pounds, and the first of our 4 arrows is gonna be 350 grains. (305 feet per second), 414 grains, (283 feet per second). Next we'll move to 464 grains. It's kind of your happy medium when it comes to arrow builds. And I promise you, it's not too much to draw. It's just extremely hard back wall when it stops. 269 feet per second. And our heavy dog, the 504 grain FMG. .258 feet per second. All right, now we get the opportunity. We're gonna shoot this at 30 inches. And again, this is the Era at 65 pounds max. And this is on the performance mod. So there are two mods that you can get with it, a smooth and a performance. And we have this cranked out to 90% let off. So get 90% let off, 30 inches, 4 different arrow weights at 65 pounds. First arrow, 350 grains, your IBO arrow. .318 feet per second. Next arrow is 414 grains. .295 feet per second. Next we'll go to a 464 grain arrow. .279 feet per second, and roll 504. .269 feet per second with a 504 grain arrow. Again, 30-inch draw, performance setting, 90% let off at 65 pounds. Now we got an awesome opportunity to see some great real world speeds on the new 2023 Elite Era. And Trent, this bow is just a super heavy hitter for the hunter in mind, out west, in a tree stand, in a ground blind, but also your 3D shooter, customizing all of the draw lengths and micro adjusting your let off. It's just a great setup. But let's go over the specs one more time on the Elite Era.
Yeah, you bet. 31.5 inches axle to axle, 7.25 inch brace height, still holding 336 speeds and a mass weight of 3.9 pounds.
And that is the carbon part of it, 3.9, so you can weight this bow up where you want or just run it without anything. For more information on this bow, or if you want to shoot it, stop into any one of our 3 locations. Also, if you're liking this review, check out our playlist for all the 2023 bow review and product reviews. Click like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.